Episode 17. Who said we can't make it? The most anticipated show of your week.
That's true.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Keep It a Buck Podcast. What's going on, good people? This is the Keep It a Buck Podcast. I'm your humble, gracious, and grateful host, DJ Impossible. And as always, sitting across me is your boy E.
Bad guy.
What's happening?
What's going on, bro?
I know you're ready, right?
Oh my gosh, I got some stuff to get off my chest.
First of all, what's today's date?
Today is October the 4th. Happy October. Happy spooky month, everybody.
Everybody that has a birthday this month, happy birthday in advance.
Of course. Now, let's get to it.
World news.
All right, world news. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to get the Tekashi thing out of the way. Some of the people are getting their sentencing and all this or whatever. Everybody keeps saying the word Tekashi's victims is the way that they're wording it. I don't like it because all of them knew what they were getting into prior to all of this. So no one in that entire thing.
And some of them already took pleas.
Yeah, so all of them, including Daniel Hernandez himself, none of them are victims.
Okay.
But all that being said, I hate it for them. Everybody who's getting, prison time, whatever. But y'all pick this road. This is what you're going to have to deal with. You got something on that?
We're going to keep it a buck.
I mean, that's it. I mean,
let's get into it.
Y'all was doing what y'all was doing. You knew you shouldn't have did it. Y'all put all y'all faith in this dude who clearly wasn't a part of it. We done already touched base on all that. So until I know exactly who's getting what, all I'm going to say is, hey, I hate it for you, but we going to move.
This is what you get. Yeah. So it is what it is.
It is what it is. We're going to move to the next thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
the biggest trial of 2019 so far is this Amber Geiger's trial. So she got sentenced. Now, this is for murder. She got sentenced, 10-year sentence for murder. And a lot of people, black, white, Hispanic, whatever, they are upset. Which, before I get into anything else, I would be upset too. Because I know a few people personally who have sold weed or had less serious charges who had to serve more time. Somebody I know was selling weed, got caught selling weed, or they said he was going to sell it. It was his, but they said he was going to sell it. He ended up having to do 15 years.
Oh my goodness.
For weed.
Nah, that's too much.
Now, she took someone's life, and she's getting 10 years. Murder, not like...
I just can't agree with that.
Murder, 10 years. So, off the rip, are we in agreement that this is wrong?
This is wrong.
Okay, that we're in agreement there.
And before we do anything else, I just want to say this. I understand the whole thing about forgiveness. I get it.
Go ahead.
I get it. But my thing is this: if I do wrong, I will I will pay for it. If you do wrong, you will pay for it. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm saying. Why she's not paying for it? 10 years, I don't think that's enough.
Okay, so
straight up,
I just ran across this full clip. I have to play this clip before I say what I'm going to say. That way I can listen to it again, gather my thoughts, and then say what I'm going to say. But before I play the clip, I'm highly upset at everybody. I was on Facebook, I was on Twitter, Instagram, and people are going crazy because the deceased man's younger brother took the stand. He said what he had to say, said what he felt he should say. And because of it, people are torn smooth down the middle. And I don't like the way that they're going about it. And everyone's entitled to their opinion. I'm gonna say that. But because of one person's strength, where most people would be weak, the things that they are saying about this young man and about this judge and about all the people who are involved in this is despicable. And if y'all have anything, if y'all want to call me out on it, you can at me at do_work_Danzy on Instagram, Dominique Danzy on Facebook, whatever. You can tag me in it. I don't care. Y'all, that is despicable. Because when it comes down to it, this man was able to look dead in this woman's face who killed his brother and give and nothing but forgiveness and hope nothing but the best for her, wishing that she could better her life.
Okay.
And y'all said that that's weakness. No. The fact that y'all go out and say, oh, well, y'all should, well, she killed somebody of yours, you should go kill somebody of hers. Okay, let's think about this whole thing the whole way through. Somebody goes and kills somebody that's close to her. Say they get caught. One, they shoot and kill that person. They're dead. Option two, they get caught. They go through the exact same thing that this woman goes through, and they realize 10 years was not anywhere close to where it needed to be. We gonna give you life without parole or the electric chair or whatever. And now when justice is served, you gonna feel a certain type of way, like, nah, y'all didn't give it to them. You shouldn't give it to them. That's not how this works.
Right.
Time has showed us time and time again that this ain't how that works. You gonna get rid of someone and you're going to take their whole life away from them, whether they go to prison, whether they get killed, whatever. You're going to take their whole life away from them just because you think that something else is weak, but you ain't got the gall or the gumption to do it yourself to make everything better. You continually going to tear yourself and your community and your people and whoever else down.
That's right.
Oh, that's weakness. I can't believe that's a spit in the face to everybody that's black or white or Hispanic. Nah, that's not a spit in the face to nothing. He took up upon himself and said, in this clip I'm going to play, everything he needed to say. And if he's strong enough to sit there and look at her and then hug her after that, and you call that weakness? There are people who have been in that same situation where it was a son, a daughter, a cousin, an uncle, an aunt, whatever, and then they jumped on them, and then they ended up going to jail longer than the person that got convicted.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous. But I'm going to stop there. I'm going to play this clip.
All right, let's do it.
I know if you go to God and ask Him, He will forgive you. And I don't think anyone could say it. Again, I'm speaking for myself, not even bad for my family. But I love you just like anyone else. And I'm not gonna say I hope you rot and die just like my brother did, but I personally want the best for you. And I wasn't gonna ever say this in front of my family or anyone, but I don't even want you to go to jail. I want the best for you. Because I know that's exactly what both of them would want you to do. And the best would be give your life to Christ. I'm not going to say anything else. I think giving your life to Christ would be the best thing that both of them would want you to do. Again, I love you as a person. And I don't wish anything bad on you. I don't know if this is possible, but can I give her a hug, please? Please?
Yes.
Okay. So at the very end, that's where you hear her crying, and they're hugging. Now, let me read this. Philip Stinson, a legal expert on police shootings, said the average sentence for an off-duty officer convicted of murder is about 12 years. Stinson is a professor at Bowling Green University in Ohio and helped create one of the first national database tracking police violence. He said that although Geyer was off-duty at the time of Jean's shooting, her sentence was similar to those handed down for officers convicted of murders committed while on duty. In my opinion, the sentence imposed to Geyer is within the range that I have seen in other cases where police officers have been convicted of murder, is what he said. So, it says here, an average sentence for an off-duty officer convicted of murder is 12 years.
Right.
That's the average. So that means it could be a little less, a little above. She got 10, which means that she's probably going to serve 5, probably get out. You know, she's eligible for parole after 5. They might not give it to her the first time, then go through another year. You know, go for it again, and then they might give it to her. Who knows? That's later on down the line, whatever.
Right.
My thing is the fact that the brother himself said that he wasn't even going to say any of this in front of his family is because he knew that his family was going to be exactly how the world is being right now.
Right.
His family would have turned against him and said, nah, you're not going to say that. You're going to say this. Because we're going to get her to go away. But then you're going to have that hate in your heart forever.
That's right. I mean,
it's tough. And I get it.
That was powerful to me.
It's super powerful.
It's powerful.
Right? It makes it look like with all the evil stuff that's been going on, with all the craziness, with all the Tekashi 6ix9ine trials and R. Kelly stuff and this and whatever else, I think it's crazy that out of all the stuff that's going on, you have someone who, and I believe he's an 18-year-old kid. He gets in front of friends, family, judges, lawyers, the defendant, the person who literally killed his family. And he said, I don't even want you to go to jail. Because he already know, no matter what you do here, that don't mean nothing. You ain't got to answer to us. You got to answer to... Bruh.
I get it. You know, like I said,
like that's real power.
That's why I said before we even started talking about this, I say I understand the whole forgiveness thing.
Yes,
you know,
sir.
you have to have this.
Now, do I believe that
you have to have some
is
tough
right?
skin.
I don't think that sentencing is right. I will say that I do not think
and
that
I
10
don't,
years is
and
enough.
I agree with you 100% on this one.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. I think she should have got a little more than that. You know what I'm saying, because it's the same thing. You know, like it's like you feel sorry for her. I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about the jury. Or
my thing is this: as soon as he did that, the entire atmosphere in that room changed.
Right. It was supposed to.
It was supposed to.
Yeah.
Which is why she got her 10. And I fully understand that. But more people are upset about his actions about it. The judge giving her a hug and getting her own personal Bible and giving her personal Bible so that she can find Christ. The one of the bailiffs fixing her hair and making sure that she was okay and fit to actually be sitting in the room. People are upset about this.
Yeah. I never seen that before.
So upset, in fact, that an atheist group they didn't even mention, oh yeah, that's not enough years or that's way too much years. They just said, we upset about them giving her a Bible afterwards because it says in this section of whatever in it's unconstitutional.
Yeah. I mean, it's different ways that you can look at it.
So my thing is, and whether it's unconstitutional or not, I get it, whatever. Like, I'm not bashing anything. All I'm saying is, no one has a complete look on what's actually happening. People are mad about the sentencing. People are mad about what people are saying in the trial. People are mad about what's happening after the trial is over.
Yeah.
No, there's no clear group saying, well, all of this is odd.
Right.
There's just, this piece is not right. Oh no, this piece is even more not right. Oh, this piece is definitely what? No, like, look.
They took it off. They
every route you could have went.
Yeah.
He could have went. He could have said all of that and meant it. And as soon as he hugged her, he could have like snapped her neck.
Right. Took her eyeballs out or anything.
Or anything. He chose to say, "This is what I believe. This is what he believes." He said it himself. This isn't a reflection of my family this is me.
Yeah, respect. You know what I'm saying? I respect that.
I respect it.
You know, because it takes
that there's more strength in what he did in that moment than what most of us, and I will say this, most of us are weaker in our everyday life than he has ever been.
Yeah. It takes somebody with tough skin to do that. Somebody that, you know, that really wants to not have that burden or carry that hate.
Because it's gonna hurt you a lot more than it's gonna hurt
if
them.
you carry it. Yeah,
it's going to hurt them.
That's true.
And the fact that he said it in front of her.
Yeah.
He didn't wait till the trial was over. He said, "Nah, look, this is how I feel. I hate this for you. You can go, even if she would have got 100 years."
I don't even want you to go to jail.
Even if she'd have got 100 years and had to do 50.
Yeah.
And then she could have got out. Him saying that is worse than any jail time she could actually go
That's
to.
what I was about to tell you.
He said, "No, I don't want you to go to jail. I want you to find God."
Because I'm gonna just say this: he doesn't have anything to do with her getting sentenced
at all.
Nothing.
He literally looked at the judge. He said, "I don't even want her to go to jail."
I don't even know why he got on the stand.
But it was a. Oh man, I just got off the article. But he was. You know how they get people to get on the stand and say how they feel about it and to give more insight into the story.
Right.
Basically, that's it.
Unnecessary, but still, you know, he took that chance to. You know, to go ahead and feel,
because a lot of people said that how
he felt.
Him, his brother, may he rest in peace. His brother and the cop apparently were dating or doing something together, which is why she knew where to go, how she was able to get in the house,
right,
and all this. So, see, whenever you saw the story when it first happened, all the way back, I saw it when it popped on the news the first day. It said a cop went home. There was someone in her home and she shot and killed him. That's what it said.
Right.
Later, it said, oh, she wasn't at home. She thought she was at home.
Which put her on the
red flag. If you thought she was at home but you wasn't at your house, how did you get in? You didn't just pick some random person's house, pick their lock, say you thought you was at home and go in there. Nah, something else had to be happening. Yeah. So all of this stuff has to be figured out. Have you ever seen this woman before? Do you know anything about their relationship? Whatever. And that's probably what that was. And then after all the stuff had, all the dirt and dust unsettled, this is what it is. This is where we are. How do you feel about it? I don't want you to go to jail. I bet you as soon as he said that, she was like,
because she was expecting for him to
she
say
was expecting
some
him to
things.
she was expecting him to get up there and be like, I hope you rot, I hope you die in jail, I hope they kill you when you get in there. But he ain't saying. He was like, nah, I don't even want you to go to jail. Can I give her a hug? I don't even know if I can. Yeah, the fact that no one ever does that, because he said, I don't even know. I don't even know before. I don't even know.
And then for a judge to get up and give you a hug,
bruh,
come on now.
But people think that's weakness? What's weak is saying, oh, you killed somebody of mine. I'm finna go kill somebody of yours.
Right.
It says, an eye for an eye will leave the world blind. So now everybody gonna be out here blind. Cause you just, I'ma kill them, and then I'ma kill them, and then they gonna kill. Nah, that means everybody just killing everybody, and nothing's getting solved.
Yeah, because nobody wants to do anything.
And
about
if you
it.
really want to make that big of a difference, as you think, or as you try to portray that you want to be making that big of a difference, then go to law school, figure out the laws, figure out the bylaws, figure out what you can do to actually make sure that this doesn't happen.
That's right. Instead of just saying,
Nah, he weak because he gave her a hug and said he didn't want her to go to jail.
Right.
Nah, he's strong, bro. Like he's super strong.
that's why I say
Because watching that clip, bro, I'm gonna start crying watching
in
that
order
clip, bro.
in order for you to do that.
Because I can say honestly myself, if that was me in that situation and that was my brother, I would be on the complete opposite spectrum of what he said. I'd have told her to her face, I hope she go to jail. I hope she don't never see the light of day no more. I'd have told her that. But the fact that he was like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. We've had enough of that.
That's right.
Bro, that is one of the strongest things of all of 2019.
So far.
So far. A lot of people say, and I hate that I'm being super spiritual on this podcast so early, but a lot of people say have faith like Job. That's probably one of the closest things I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Job had everything he ever wanted. He watched people take it from him.
That's right.
And he still was like, nah, I'm good. I don't want you to suffer. That's cool. That's fine. But my God, though.
Yeah, because, the only thing he's doing is just basically.
And people always say this all the time. Don't question what God going on. If he wasn't supposed to die, he wouldn't have died. Or if that wasn't supposed to happen, it would have never happened.
That's right.
This was the platform. This was them saying, hey, this is what just happened. We could be exactly like everyone else and be evil and turn our cheek to them and say, no, we're going to cast you out because of what you did. No. Love your neighbor.
That's to love
Bro, that's one
yourself.
That's one of the great. I ain't going to say nothing else about it. That's one of the greatest things that I've seen this year so far.
Yeah, respect for that young man.
I respect him. I respect that judge. I don't care what none of the atheist groups say, what some of these people on Facebook say, because to be honest, half of y'all don't even go to y'all job long enough to even get paid to do something and have your own spot so you can have somebody jump up in your stuff. So don't come. You can come at me if you want to. That's cool. I respect it. I'm gonna go ahead and say, look, this is how I feel about it, and we can have a nice little debate about it. Whatever. But at the end of the day, when you look at what he did versus what you would have done, you probably would have went to jail longer than she would have went to jail.
Yeah, and then the same thing would have been going on over
and
it'd
have been a vicious cycle that would have kept going and kept going.
Yeah.
And nobody wins when that happens. And when are we going to realize that until we stop doing the same thing, nothing new is going to happen?
Yeah.
People are like, man, I could have told you was going to do that. Yeah, because it's predictable. We only do the same thing. Whenever he did that, they was like, wait, can he hug her? I don't know. He was looking at the bailiff, then he looked up at the judge, like, who do I ask? Can I hug her? Like, I know this is your room, but like, do I ask her? Like, I don't understand. Bruh. But anyway, my hat goes off to that young man. Matter of fact, can I get the applause?
Just give him an air horn for him.
Yeah.
Because it's going to take a long time for me to get him.
Well, either way, air horns, I'll applaud you myself. I sure will. I really will. Because that is amazing. And he's 18, bro. I can't wait to see what he does with his... Is this the applause?
Yeah, that's it.
There we go. Yeah. I can't wait to see what you do with your life, sir.
Shout out to the young man.
Yes, sir. So to get away from anything like that, I just wanted to get that out of the way because I've been hearing a lot of people talk about it like all week. they've been like, oh man, she gonna go under the jail and blah 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 blah. And now that that's done, now we can go ahead and go and talk about everything else. But what have you been up to this week?
Well, so far I'm still doing still editing videos. Actually, I told you
That you finished the wedding video.
the wedding video.
You let me see it. I really liked it.
Okay,
Yeah,
appreciate
I
that. Appreciate
liked
that.
it. Yeah.
Right now, I'm getting prepared to do my first music video.
With the rapper, yeah,
With-
yeah. The
Kevin
local
the Boy.
rapper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's we actually talked today, and we so far we're gonna try to schedule a day and stuff like that so we can start. We're still looking for a location, so once we get that out of the way, you know what I'm saying, we'll start shooting.
If you want to,
pretty
I'll
soon.
help you with that too. If
Please.
I'll listen to it and then I'll give you my input.
As a matter of fact, I played at a couple of episodes
you
before.
did. Is that the one?
Yeah.
video? Okay.
For the yeah. So
Okay.
I might go ahead and play it again, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the show.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying, so people can get a little bit of
A feel for what's coming
Yeah.
out. Okay. I'm all for it. Let's see. I'm looking at news right now on Twitter to see what's actually trending as of yesterday. This is something you were talking about. The MGM Resort agrees to pay up to $800 million to the victims
Yeah,
of the
that's what I'm saying.
2017 Vegas shooting.
The massacre, yeah.
Do you? I don't want to ask that question. How much is a life worth to you?
Man, a life.
Because
It doesn't have any price.
because it was like some 50 people, was it?
It was 50 something people. 54, 56.
58 people. Yeah, it killed 58 people, injured hundreds more in a stay-in room at the MGM-owned Mandalay Bay Hotel. Yeah, so 800 million. And it doesn't say how many hundreds. It just says hundreds. So hundreds of people, hundreds plus 58,
Families.
800 million. Do you think that's enough?
Nah, man, that's not enough. You know, you can't bring
But they're
anybody.
gonna settle.
Of course, it's a settlement.
That's
You know, I don't think I don't think they'll pay more, but they should. They should have gave more.
Attorneys for thousands of victims of the deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history said Thursday that they reached a settlement expected to pay between $735 to $800 million to those who sued over the Las Vegas massacre. So they're saying, the main reason why they're doing it is because the gunman stayed in a room there. And then he went down and did that. So that's that. So this one says thousands. So it's literally thousands of people are going to get a piece of this 800 million.
It's not enough.
I don't think that's enough. I mean, it'll pay for some of the the arrangements that they had to make because of what happened. It'll get some stuff paid off or whatever, and that's all fine and dandy. But at the end of the day, that's still a life that's not here.
Yeah, you can't replace that.
I mean,
That's what I'm saying. You know, life is priceless.
Yeah. But the fact that the MGM is acknowledging it
And is willing to work
and
with
is
them.
and is willing to work and literally giving up to 100 or 800 million.
Yeah.
That's a big thing within itself, because I mean, as we know, like with natural disasters and stuff of that nature, a lot of times, like, we put in the man hours, we help that way, but then the families still have to deal with the bulk of everything that happened themselves.
Yeah.
So with this being said, this is saying, hey, we acknowledge what happened. we're going to help the best way we know how, which is we're going to give you this money. You do with the money what you wish, but this is what this is for. We're sorry that it happened. So the fact that they were able to do that, I'm all for it.
Respect.
I'm all for that. But it's just interesting. The interesting question is, how much is a life worth? I mean, because if you think about it, and I wish no bad things on anyone, like certain people are worth $1 million, net worth $1 million. Okay, so if they die because of a shooting, does that mean you should only get as much as their net worth was, or should you get more? That raises more questions.
No, I think
and
you
such.
should get more.
Well, and that's what I'm
You
saying.
got to remember. I mean, you got to think about it. You have to pay rent.
Well, no.
You know,
I'm
have to
saying
pay like
if a person
car notes.
if a person who was well known was whose net worth was $1 million even.
Okay.
Do you think if someone says, "Oh, this is our fault, we're gonna pay you a settlement"? How much do you think, with a person being worth only $1 million, how much do you think that they should have to start at what number?
At least half of it.
Okay.
Because you're talking about, someone that's worth $1 million. This person must have like business and properties.
Well, it all depends on how they accrued their money.
Yeah.
But look at me, podcast Poppy, over here saying accrued. Golly. Anyway, it depends on how they accrued their money, or what they're famous for, or whatever. But my thing is, if someone's worth so much alive, to me, you have to go higher than that. You have to, because if you're saying, "Oh, this person is worth this much money to us alive," then that means that them gone.
So you think just because
I mean,
they saying,
you can do so much more with them gone than you can, because you have to deal with signing contracts and all this other stuff that they have to.
So you
approve
think
of.
they should give
They
them
should give them more than
what they're worth?
Yeah. Like, my net worth is $1 million. Okay, cool.
Interesting.
And then if something happens, that if I was at the MGM and I was worth $1 million, okay, cool. Now the MGM wants to send a settlement to my people. Okay, I was worth $1 million. You have to at least give me 1.5. Give my people 1.5.
Yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Give the people what I'm worth, and then add on, because it's saying, hey, this is how much he was worth when he was alive, and we're giving you this because we're sorry that we had a hand in it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I got you. I see what you're saying.
Okay. I'm not saying, hey, just hand out money to people. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
But it would make more sense, instead of saying, oh, this person had a really huge influence in this. We're only going to give him a fraction of what his influence was. That's
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree to that.
So let's switch over to sports. Did you catch the end of the game with the Seahawks and
With the Seahawks and the Rams?
That was a very interesting fourth quarter.
That was crazy, man. That was crazy. I think the Rams could have had the game.
When I walked in,
They had a chance to win the game.
when I walked in, they had the Seahawks had just scored. I think it was the Seahawks had just scored. It was 30-29.
30-29.
And then they had that crazy interception where he was laying on the ground, he was bobbling that was a clear interception for anyone who watched the game and wants to argue it. He put his hand completely under the football and stopped it from hitting the ground, bobbled it a few times, grabbed it while laying on his back, got up, and then they were like, no, he was down. They challenged it.
It was a catch.
And then it was a catch. So from that point on, that's actually when my bad. That's when I had left the break room because I was putting all the stuff up. So that's when I left, and I didn't see anything after that. Apparently, something else happened that was crazy.
Yeah, they gave the Seahawks the ball. They went 1-3, 1-4. I mean, and they gave the ball to the Rams. So they had like maybe
They threw
like
an interception or
no, they just ran out of
because I know it was like right.
They
at
ran
the
out
two,
of downs, and then
it was at the 2-minute
and then the
warning.
Rams got the ball back around maybe a minute and 50 seconds. I mean, a minute and 50. Yeah, a minute and 50 seconds.
So basically a 2-minute drill.
Basically, and they waited all the way to 13 seconds,
And then they could get.
and
the
then
other
they
team got
was
the ball back.
yeah,
And then the Seahawks.
and
got
then
the ball back.
no, the Rams actually was about to kick a field goal, and he missed the kick.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
And then they just let the clock run out.
they let the clock run out.
Woo! I bet you.
That's what I'm saying. That was
That was a good game.
the Rams could have won that game.
They probably should have.
Yeah, but in other news, well, let's still talk about sports. Let's talk about the picks. Let's do some picks
For what?
for the NFL.
Okay.
What you got this week coming up?
I honestly don't know. I haven't really watched any
Well-
NFL. Tell me what the standings are right
Okay,
now.
well, let me see.
If you can. Oh, hold on. I will say this. Patrick Mahomes, best quarterback in the league right now.
For sure, I agree.
And hold on, because I know my dad is listening to this. Hey, Dad, I take nothing away from Tom Brady or the Patriots. But Patrick Mahomes is doing way more, as of this point, than Tom Brady has done. He's had more touchdowns, more yards. He's beating him in every category. They're undefeated as of right now, correct?
Correct.
Are the Patriots undefeated?
The Patriots undefeated.
So they're both undefeated, so you can't use that against anyone. When you look at rank from yards to passing yards to whatever, Patrick Mahomes is leading in most of them, if I'm not mistaken. So, Patrick is doing his thing. I take nothing away from Tom, but Patrick's doing his thing. And I mean, he's picking up where he left off last year, and he's amplifying it. And what I mean by that is where most people say, oh man, I got to shake off some of that rust from the offseason. He's like, nah, bro, we picking up right where we left off at. And it's not because of the team. The team is in shambles. A lot of their star players are injured or got traded, and they're still undefeated and still doing things that they should not be able to do.
Yeah, that's true.
So, and then you have a star-studded cast with the Patriots. I mean, come on. And I'm not even counting the Antonio Brown situation because I knew that was going to be poo. I knew that was going to be bad. So I'm not even counting that. I'm just saying when you line them up next to each other and you look at the stats, you're going to be like, okay, Patrick Mahomes is doing better right now because he is.
Yeah, he is.
It was, what was it? Second quarter alone, it was like 52 points. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you anyway.
I mean, don't get me wrong. That was a good game. That was a good game.
Yeah.
But
I don't take anything away from any of these
game
teams.
that really stood out to me,
I don't take anything from any of these teams except for the Miami Dolphins. Only reason I take something away from them is because they themselves say that they were garbage. That's it. But go ahead.
but they start getting better. Hopefully they get better. But
Hopefully.
yeah, hopefully they get better.
I mean, they are a multi-billion-dollar company.
The game that stood out to me this past weekend was the Bucks and the Rams.
Say what?
The Bucks and the Rams.
The Buccaneers?
Yeah.
You said the Bucks. I instantly went basketball. I was
I'm sorry.
I was
My
like,
bad.
Giannis Antetokounmpo? What? He's in the
Yeah,
NFL?
the Buccaneers and the Rams.
Okay.
They was going at it. I'm talking about they was going at it.
I need to get more. It's hard for me to watch or even look at my stats or anything because I'm in the department.
Okay, so let's say this. From what you know about the teams this year, I'm gonna give you some. I'm gonna give you some teams.
Okay. In each conference?
The games, each conference, and you tell me who you pick.
Okay.
Okay, you ready? Okay, let's go with the Jacks and the Carolina Panthers.
Who do I think is going to win?
This Sunday.
Jaguar,
Both teams are 2-2.
Both teams are 2-2. I believe it's going to be a super close game. The Jags are going to win by a field goal.
Okay. Now, remind you, they don't have Cam.
Yeah, they're going to win by a field goal.
Okay.
No hate for my Panther people. Jarius Wright, I went to high school with him. We played on the same football team. He's still out there. Love watching him. Every time they play, I try to watch just to see him. But I still they've been struggling, man. I don't understand it.
Yeah, let's move on to the next game. The Atlanta Falcons and the Houston Texans.
What are their ranks?
The Atlanta Falcons are 1-3, and the Houston is 2-2.
I want Houston to win. I want Houston to be good.
Yeah,
I really do. So I'm gonna pick them. I really want Houston to be good because my cousin loves the Houston Texans and they deserve it. They've been putting in a lot of hard work, but injuries are just killing them every year.
Yeah, I agree.
So I really want them to win.
Okay, next game. Baltimore and Pittsburgh.
Baltimore.
Okay.
What are their?
Baltimore is 2-2. Pittsburgh's 1-3.
I was gonna say I knew they were 1-3. They might end up winning because they kind of need to at this moment. But I still think that the Ravens are gonna get them.
Okay.
The Ravens have been playing some good ball.
Yeah, except the last game.
It's been touch and go, like little stupid mistakes, but they've been playing some good ball.
All right, we got the New England and Washington. Washington is 0-4.
I was gonna say they haven't won yet, have they?
Yeah,
and they're going against the Patriots.
They're going against the Patriots 4-0.
Yeah.
I think because
I think
because I think they playing in Washington, so I'm thinking it could be a trap game.
No, I'm still gonna pick. I'm still gonna pick the Patriots. They're also the Patriots are actually supposed to be, or they're expected to sign a veteran kicker, Mike Nugent, to replace the injured kicker that they've got, the Stefan Gostowski. If that's his name, but they're supposed to be signing a veteran kicker. I think he's the kicker from Oakland, if I'm not mistaken. So they're expected to.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Right.
I don't know if they're gonna be signed and ready by then, but yeah, I did hear that the other day.
Then we got the Minnesota Vikings and the New York Giants. They both 2-2.
I think the Giants might win this. Their backup quarterback is really surprising.
Daniel Jones.
He's been doing his
lit.
thing. He's been doing his thing. And I will say this again. I'm glad that they finally told Eli to sit down.
You're the second person I can say that.
Well, no, okay. I'm not taking anything away from Eli. He's a 2-time champion. I mean, he did that. But look, your backup quarterback got checked in and showed out, bro. It was his time. Whenever, no doubt in my mind, he's gonna go in the Hall of Fame. Let's get that out of the way.
Right.
But when you start breaking down his game, like everyone knows that receivers make the quarterback look amazing.
That's right.
His receivers made him look like what's a word above amazing is what I'm looking for, because they were literally having to throw themselves all over the field trying to catch stuff that he was throwing, because he was throwing stuff completely like people are in triple coverage and he's trying to throw it like he can throw a needle into. No, you can't do that, bro. You can't. At no point in your career could you have done that. So why would you start that now that you're on the decline? Come on, man. Good player, great stats, 2-time champion. No doubt you're going in the Hall of Fame. Take that, retire, go home, bro. Be like your brother. Be on those commercials. What is it? Nationwide commercials.
Like,
just y'all both can do that and just make all your money and be happy with yourself. Stop getting hurt, but for no reason. Just take it and go.
so going back to Eli, do you think Eli's time is it time for him?
Yeah,
to
he needs to
go
go
to
home.
another team, or
No, sir. He needs to retire. Don't go to another team, because this is what's going to happen. He's going to go to another team. People are going to think that he's going to be good for them. They might start him just because of who he is. He ends up giving them a worse record than what the people who picked him up already have.
right?
He might get hurt. Now you done spent all this extra money on already damaged goods, and now he's super damaged because he gets injured, and then you have to pay him out, and then he's gonna probably end up retiring by the end of this year or next year anyway. Nah, just go ahead and finish
Might
out
as
this
well go ahead
contract.
and do it.
Finish out this contract you got. Sit on the sideline. Coach up your rookie, or not your rookie, your backup, and yeah, man, just sit on the sideline, bro. Be a general. Be the person who says, okay, I've been watching the game. This is how this needs to go. I've been seeing things that you haven't been seeing because I've been playing longer.
Yeah,
This is what
just like Drew Brees.
Yeah,
He's
this is
sitting on the sidelines.
Yeah, this is what you need to do. This is how we're gonna win. You might end up coaching your backup to at least the playoffs, and then once he gets in the playoffs, gets a taste of that being a new thing for him. The next season, y'all should be straight. Pick up some good people. Pick up. You need to get at least 2 receivers, 1 running back, and you need to make sure that your line is top notch, point blank. Period. I mean, and then you're good. You'll still be doing your thing. You'll be getting paid. You won't feel like you're just there for no reason. And then just go home whenever your contract runs out.
That's right.
It's simple. Don't be not Drew Brees. Don't be Brett Favre for no reason. He was still getting starts. And you see what he did.
Yeah,
He had the best record in completions and interceptions. Don't do that to yourself.
that's crazy, man. But anyway, we're gonna finish the rest of the picks at the end of the show.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna move along to games. Have you seen the new Mortal Kombat 11?
Yeah,
with Arnold.
I just watched
The
that
Terminator.
clip. I just watched that clip.
that's crazy.
It was this morning. It said because somebody tagged me and said it, something about the Governator. And I was
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't like it.
okay. So
I just can't get with it, man.
there's a point. There's a few things that I like about. There's some stuff I don't like about. There's one thing that I do like. I like the fact that he can teleport using the little the orb that brought him back in the past. He can teleport to the other side of the screen. I do like that. I don't like the fact that he doesn't say I'll be back. I don't like that.
Right.
I wish his fatality was like him. One of his fatalities is after he like shoots your legs out, like he shoots your knees, and you fall down. You're like, and then he sends you.
Wait, what was that?
That's horrible. But anyway, he shoots your knees out, and you fall down. You have no legs, and then he puts the orb around you, and then he sends you back to the future. And other Terminators come up and like this one shoots you and shoots your chest open and you die. I kind of like that one because it's like okay,
So the fatality.
The fatality is pretty cool.
Okay.
I don't like his little limit breaker thing because he says "get over here" like he's supposed to be Scorpion. I didn't like that.
No.
He didn't say I'll be back. He didn't say that in the thing at all.
Hasta la vista.
He didn't say that. And
Wow.
if he in the fatality, they probably
If he would have said that, it would have
if as soon as he shot your legs out, and then he'd have been like hasta la vista, and then hit the button.
Yeah, I
and
just
sit
don't
you
like
out,
the whole
that'd have been cool.
whole persona. I mean, the whole character in there. I don't know,
I like it.
because it takes away from Mortal Kombat
It does.
to me.
It doesn't,
It does to me.
because he's just a bonus player. He's not in. He's not
It's
a
just
part.
another robot on there. We
he's-
already got what's his name?
Don't do that. You got who? Because you was finna say the wrong person in the wrong genre. You was finna do that.
No. I was
Who?
gonna say the right person on Mortal Kombat.
Say the person's name. Don't look at nothing. Look at me. Look at me and say the right person's name.
Cyrex.
Okay. And did you know the Cyrex actually didn't start off as being a cyborg?
I know, but he is the
He is now.
he's a robot in there. So
Yeah, he is.
why would we?
Yeah.
I don't know.
He was like, Cyrex.
Cyrex.
Yeah, but yeah, the Cyber Lin Kuei. Yeah, I've been watching all that stuff. I've been watching all the storyline and everything. I know everything that happens. Already.
There's another game. Let's see, what's another game?
But no, he like I was saying, he
The new
doesn't have
Zelda.
anything. He doesn't have anything to do with the actual story. Like you're not going to be in the middle of playing the story and then a Terminator comes out of nowhere. That's literally just for like one-on-one battles or like doing stuff or whatever, like missions or whatever. You can pick him. That's it. He's just one of those characters. Kind of like what they did with what was it? When they added Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees and all that stuff in the prior ones.
Yeah.
They didn't have anything to do with the main story, but they were just like, oh, thanks for getting getting the game early.
Just go
you get
to the arcades and then you tell me if you're gonna pick Jason or you're gonna pick
if you know how to fight
Freddy.
with him, yeah.
I
If you know
mean,
how to
come
fight
on,
with him,
man.
yeah.
It's not that exciting to play with them. You know what I'm
If
saying?
you can fight with them, you can pick them. Yeah. But
Give me Sub-Zero any day.
okay.
Or
You talking about Bihan, or you talking about his
I'm talking
brother? Because Bihan is the original Sub-Zero, first of all.
Sub-Zero.
So, but he died and then ended up turning into somebody else.
Right.
But then his little brother took over it.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that. That you got to pay attention. To
Yeah,
the
you got to go back to history.
you got to look at the whole. Like, I'm telling you, whenever I watched from the first one all the way through.
Yeah.
All the cutscenes. I was like, oh, this is so cool. I watched when Ermac ripped off Jax's arms.
Yeah, I remember that.
He was like,
Man, that was crazy.
That was stupid.
Wait, how did this sound?
And then he passed out. And then Sonya, this is one thing that I like in the games that they didn't do in the movies. Sonya had powers.
Yeah,
She
sure
shot
did.
the little pink stuff
Yeah.
out of her hands, and she cauterized the wounds. But she didn't do that in the movies.
Yeah.
The only person who really,
Not even the kiss.
the what?
The kiss of death.
Oh yeah, they didn't really do that either.
Yeah.
She was just kind of hardcore. Oh, speaking of that, Ronda Rousey is the voice of Sonya Blade in the new Mortal Kombat.
Wait a minute. We have a new Mortal Kombat coming out or something?
No, the 11.
Oh, you talking about on the
Yeah,
game?
she's the
I thought
voice
you
of
talking
her.
about the movie because we were talking about movies just now.
Oh, the movie. They have a movie which it's supposed to have come out like in 2017.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it.
But it's
not what you think it is.
It's not out yet. They still haven't done it.
Well,
I mean, they've done one, but that's
Yeah.
not the big one that they were supposed to do. Because Michael J. White was supposed to be Jax, and then they never announced who the Sonya was going to be. They never announced anybody else. They just kind of had.
They came out with it. I saw some of it.
They had one dude.
I don't think it made a lot of noise though.
It was the guy who played in Unbak Thai Warrior.
Yeah.
Not Tony Jaa. It was the guy who did the capoeira when they were in the little temple and there was water on the floor and all the candles and stuff.
Yeah.
That guy with the dreads, he was supposed to be
Jax.
No. He was gonna be Baraka. He had like horns. He sharpened his teeth and he gave himself the claws and everything.
Yeah.
That looked really good.
Yeah.
They had a guy who was supposed to play Sub-Zero, and they had him in custody. He was talking to Jax, and he was like, "Nah, I'm not finna do no tournament like this. Stupid. Like, just put me in jail." He was like, "Well, we found the dude who supposedly killed your clan," which I didn't like that because it's the opposite. Supposedly, Sub-Zero killed Scorpion's clan.
Yeah.
But in that one, it was backwards for some reason. And then they went back and changed it to the right way. So they were talking to Scorpion. And then there was Sub-Zero who he was talking about. But Sub-Zero's mask was all like mechanical and half into his face. It was dope. And then the last thing in the trailer was Scorpion walking out, because you never see his face, and he was walking out and he looked at Jax, and Jax was like, "So what are you gonna tell him whenever you see him? This Sub-Zero." And the dude looked at him, and it was like a shadow, and he was like, "Get over here!" And he throws the little thing out of his hand, and then it shoots it into the camera, and then it popped up Mortal Kombat, and I was like, man, this movie kind of would be like a bad B movie, but I would watch it. And then I never did anything with it, and it kind of made me upset.
Well, they actually have Mortal Kombat in 2021. I don't know about that.
I don't know.
I'm just looking at this.
It might. I mean, they may have.
I don't know,
because they put the trailer.
They need to put a lot of, when they make video game movies. I think they should put a lot of effort into trying to make it, believable. You know what I'm saying? Not just trying to make it as, like humanize it. Don't humanize it. You feel what I'm saying?
If it's
like Mortal Kombat, the first two movies that they made with Mortal Kombat.
I loved them.
I thought that was dope.
When I was a kid,
they used
the effects didn't hold up as to be expected because whatever technology,
right?
But the source of like the entertainment of the movie was good. I enjoyed it. Like if the Mortal Kombat movies come on now, I will watch them. Of course, I'll be like in Mortal Kombat. What was it? 2?
I think Liu Kang was dope on there.
Well, okay, so about Liu Kang.
And then
he wasn't supposed to be the main character. Johnny Cage was.
Right.
But do you know why? Johnny Cage was actually supposed to be Jean-Claude Van Damme.
No.
Yeah.
You're talking about the old Mortal Kombat.
Mm-hmm. Whenever
I think
did it,
he probably took he probably didn't take the role.
He didn't,
because he took the role for Street Fighters.
Yes, that's exactly what happened. He was supposed to be in that movie, and it conflicted because they put in that contract that if he did that character, he couldn't do another video game character.
Yeah,
and they took it out, which is why Johnny Cage can do when Johnny Cage does the split.
Yeah,
that was because he was known for doing the split.
Exactly.
But they took him out, so they were like, "Oh well, we can't. I mean, we can't change it now. So we're just gonna make him a side character, and we're gonna make Liu Kang be."
Yeah, I think Scorpio and Sub-Zero was like the best characters on that. Besides Liu Kang
in the movie, I really liked Shang Tsung, the bad guy.
Yeah,
the actor in the movie, because I absolutely loved him as an actor anyway. But I loved after the big fight happened and the person was wounded, he walks up, he's like, "Your soul is mine."
Oh yeah,
I loved that line.
But what about Shao Kahn? What's
Shao Kahn?
Shao Kahn. How you say that?
Shao Kahn.
Shao Kahn. Yeah.
He was the big bad.
Yeah. That was
the second one.
That was a good villain right there.
Goro with the dude with the four arms.
With the 2 arms. With the 4 arms. Yeah.
He was dope. Shiva is actually the female version of him in the games. Yeah. She was, I think she was in like Mortal Kombat 3. No one talks about that.
Yeah, she got 4 arms too.
Yeah, but all of that was great. If they just would stop being so serious with those, because a lot of goofy things
I just think this is the thing that I think they have a problem with, to me. Katana. When they make a Katana. Man, I love saying the names. The names I just love saying
Johnny Cage, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Raiden, Mortal Kombat. I swear that like
Man, that's
whenever
dope,
the
man.
music came on, like that was so cool. And then when in the movie when they were actually fighting, they played the song.
Yeah,
man.
You start getting chills and everything.
I
You're
was like,
man.
oh, they really fighting.
Yeah, but see,
was
this
so
is the
cool.
this is the thing that I think that they have a problem with when they make these type of movies. They put all the characters in there.
Too fast.
Yeah, they put them all in there, but they don't have a storyline.
You know what? And I'm glad you said that. The reason why Marvel is so great at what they do is because they establish each person first, and then they made the big movie.
That's right.
Which is why DC failed. DC said, we're going to give you Superman, we're going to give you Batman with little clips of the other people. We going to make this whole movie, we're going to give you a Wonder Woman movie, then we're going to put everybody in. No, that's not how you do that.
You should have made a
Like,
movie
you're
for
rushing
Flash.
into everything. Like
Flash should have had him
he
his
shoulda
own
had
movie.
which now they're like, oh, we're going to do the Flashpoint movie. I'm like, we don't even know anything about him
That's
yet.
me, dog. That's me.
It's like, we don't know. It's like, what does Flashpoint mean? And then everyone who doesn't read comics or know the lore of it, they're like, well, what does that mean? I don't know what that is. I'm just going to watch it. 'Cause I'll watch it on the CW. He runs fast. What in the world? But that's what it is.
Yeah, and that's the big mistake they made. And I think,
really
it
is.
goes back to like, technology. We didn't have that much movie effects back then.
At all.
You know what I'm saying? And I guess because they did the same thing with Street Fighters.
Yeah.
When they put all the characters in there, and I'm like looking at what's his name?
Ryu.
No. What's the name of it? Oh my goodness, what's the name of the name?
In Street Fighter?
In Street Fighters, the
Bison?
little monster. What you call that?
Oh my God! I can see him. He's green. He got orange hair. Hold on.
What's his name, man?
I'm finna find it. Give me a second.
Oh, better yet, E Honda, and
M. Bison. That was the bad.
and a lot of different characters that was on
Chun Li.
They were just sitting there. They weren't doing nothing.
Blanca.
Yeah,
That's his name.
Blanca.
I didn't want to say Bronca because that's someone else's name.
Yeah,
but
Blanca and E Honda. They was all there just sitting around. They wasn't doing anything.
And Dalsim and all those people.
Yeah, they were just sitting there.
Yeah. Yeah, E Honda was the big sumo dude with the
Yeah.
hand.
I mean, moving his hand. Yeah,
I can't stand that dude.
yeah, man, that was one of my favorite ones. Man,
I couldn't
right there.
stand fighting against him because the person on the other,
fighting against him
because
is
he would
different.
just do the hand thing and you couldn't get close
You
to
couldn't
him.
you could not. And Chung Li did the same thing.
Chun Li, I would just because she had long legs, I would just get you in the corner of the map so you couldn't move, and I just hit you with that low kick.
Yeah.
Like tut 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 tut. Oh man, that's so great. What was your favorite game like growing up?
Growing
now that we're
up.
talking about all these video
Growing
games.
up, man, to be honest, Super Mario Brothers, man,
That's a classic.
that was the best, saying for me.
I
You know what I'm
downloaded
saying?
an emulator on my
'Cause
phone just to play it again and just to see how quickly I could get through it. Bro, I realized the other day because I couldn't because being on an emulator on my phone, it was weird to like run and jump at the same time.
Yeah.
So I had to go through all the actual levels.
Doing it.
I haven't gone through the actual levels since I was a child. Because
Yeah.
as soon as I figured out, when you go into the underground level, if you go up to the top and run and jump across, you can just go straight to the end. Bro, I had to actually go through the tunnel and go world 1-1, world 1-2, world 1-3.
Yeah, you couldn't skip.
I couldn't skip it. So then I was like, okay, I'm going to figure out how to put this up here so I can skip it. And I finally figured out how to set it up. And then I did it. And then I went straight to the end. I finished the game in literally like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I already know that if I do this, it's going to do this. If I
Yeah.
stop right here, he can't get me. Like, I already knew everything. But then I went to world 1-3 and I was like, I don't even remember this world.
Yeah.
Because I hadn't played it in like
For years.
13
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, you talking about a long time ago.
Yeah, like I was like, that's crazy. Like
But-
I kept dying on the same, and it's probably super easy, but I kept dying because I couldn't figure out what was past that point. And I was like, why do I keep dying? And I was like, because I haven't played it in 13
In so long,
14
yeah.
years. Yeah, that's
You know, like
crazy.
on the Game Boy, you know, there's like what, like 40 levels on there
On which one?
on the Game Boy
On which one?
on Super Mario.
Which? Do you remember Super Mario Tennis?
Super Mario Tennis.
That was one of the craziest games ever.
There's so many games,
Trying
man.
to figure out what buttons to hit to make him do an ace and make him hit the ball quick
Yeah.
so you would just win every time. I still don't know how to do it.
There's a
But
lot of
then
games that
I
I
get
couldn't-
frustrated and I hit it real hard and then it does it and I'm like, what did I do? Hold on, pause the game. What did I do? And then I try to do it exactly the same way again and he just hits it like super light and I'm like, I suck.
Yeah, it
That
was
was so
hard trying to
fun.
make, you know, like trying to learn all the codes and trying to learn all the moves,
God, like
especially on Street Fighters. You know what I'm saying?
Like playing Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, 4, and
Or Resident Evil
5.
when it first came out.
Oh my gosh.
Man, we used to be
WrestleMania 98.
Man, we used to be
That was a
on.
crazy game.
We used to be playing Resident Evil like all
my
day,
gosh.
all day,
I
trying to figure
I
out.
remember when we were really big into playing WWE SmackDown. Here Comes the Pain. That was the one with Brock Lesnar on the cover.
Yeah,
That was one of the greatest games to us. Or like the Dragon Ball Z, Budokai, Tenkaichi, whatever all the words were.
that's crazy.
I loved playing those because we would sit there and we would know exactly what to do and we would set it up like, okay, we get 10 seconds as soon as the game says fight. We get 10 seconds to charge up as fast as we can before we start fighting each other.
Yeah.
And then somebody new would come over and then you hit your charge up real quick and they come up and hit you. Hey, bro, you cheating. We get 10 seconds to charge. And they're like, that's not how this game works. That's like nostalgia to a totally
Yeah, that's
different level.
endless, man.
Oh my
Especially talking about games and stuff like that. It's
Oh,
endless,
yeah.
man.
That is, man. That makes me want to go like go
It
find.
make you want to go play. As a matter of
yeah,
fact, I
play
still
some
have
games.
some of those games. You know,
That's
to this day,
that's super fun.
from Mario Brothers to everything.
Let me see. I'm looking at all the stuff that's trending right now. Let me go to entertainment real quick. Oh,
I got one. The new movie. The new movie with I think we talked about it already
Will Smith,
with Joaquin
Phoenix,
Phoenix,
Joker.
the Joker.
Oh my God, that's gonna be so good.
Man, I just hope they don't ban it, man, because you know they already like.
They're not gonna ban.
I kind of have like this
They're not gonna ban.
this thing where people start panicking about it, talking about you know they're gonna do the same thing.
Nope.
Like when they did the Batman movie,
Nope.
they went in the theater and shot everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Too many people have too many people unlock their fire sticks now. People gonna see it. It's too late. Comes out Friday, right?
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch it next Friday.
man, I can't wait to talk
Next-
about that one.
I'm gonna wait for a week to make sure that everybody gets out of the way.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk about that one because
And
that
I'm
was gonna be a good movie.
Oh, breaking news in the Kardashian Jenner family. Kylie Jenner breaks up with longtime boyfriend and baby daddy Travis Scott.
Anyway, who is that?
Oh my God, you stupid.
Wait, who is Travis Scott again?
Travis Scott, the rapper.
Oh, okay.
Don't do that. You tried to do that on the last one. Don't do that.
No, I promise you, I did not know who this cat was, man.
You know who it is. You know exactly who he is. But yeah, somebody said that they broke up, and when she was single, she went to this party to make sure that everyone knew she was single and empowered. And I was like, who cares?
I know.
Besides
Why are we talking
her.
about that?
And not to take nothing away from her, she's pretty. She's super rich. Like, she's the richest out of all of the family.
Okay.
Like, she's on the Forbes list, rich.
Okay.
Like, she's under Oprah. Like, I think she's like number 13, between 13 and 25. I can't remember what number exactly, but she's up there.
Okay.
No, she would have to be. She's like, probably like 23, somewhere in there. Anyway, she's super rich and she's really
Okay.
cute. She's thick, but no one cares
Okay.
because the next person they saw her with was Tyga, which was her ex before Travis Scott, and they was like, "Oh, they're getting the flame back together," and I'm like, "Okay, no one really cares."
So she okay.
It's like, hey, thanks for keeping me here and give me a baby. Now I'm going to go back to him. That's what it seems like, but whatever.
All right, so moving on.
Oh, let's actually stay in nostalgia for a second because I know we were talking about video games and stuff earlier.
Okay, go ahead.
Will Smith is talking about dropping a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air themed clothing line. How dope would that be?
Nice.
Right? I was on what was it, wish.com, and they actually had like jerseys that said like Bel-Air on them, like the ones from the actual TV show. And they were talking to like his jersey when he played basketball, and then Carlton's jersey when they played basketball, like Letterman jackets, stuff like that. And I was like, that's interesting, but I didn't think anything about it. But when I was looking at it, I was like, okay, that'll be interesting to see if they have anything to do with it, which of course they didn't. But I
mean, of course they gotta have something to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Because
not with Wish.
Will is I think he was the executive producer for the show, wasn't he?
Well, yeah, but for the clothing line, yeah, I could see it. But Wish, I was thinking maybe they had something to do with it. But Wish just like grabs stuff that they see off of the internet or whatever, and then they just do what they want. But I thought that was interesting to see because I was like, why haven't they done it sooner? I mean, Fresh Prince has always been like a cult classic, and then for them to just randomly in 2019 be like, you know what, we can do this. That's weird.
Right.
I mean, to me. But yeah, I think that would be pretty awesome to just walk around and see people wearing like Fresh Prince gear, like his outfits that he wore back in the show. I think that'd be very interesting. But there was something else I was gonna ask you. Hold on, let me find it.
By the way, that jazz beat is dope, man.
Oh yeah, man. I really like it. It reminds me of like sitting in an Italian restaurant, like that's out in the open, because you can hear the birds. Because the other day we were
with the white table. And
we could hear the birds, and I looked at you. You were looking
crystal
like
clean glasses.
You were looking like, is there birds outside? Right
yeah,
now?
man. Because
it's late.
I'm trying to get this,
Oh, that's what I was going to ask you. Okay. So, Adele was married.
Okay.
Well, apparently now she's not. But she's actually dating a rapper named Skepta. Or they're supposedly rapping. Supposedly dating.
Okay, I saw that.
And that's very interesting because her friends say that they've never seen her this happy. People are all into it, saying, I hope that this is true. Like, she's really happy. They're both happy together, spending a lot of time together, whatever.
Okay.
So they're saying that they're dating. When you look at Adele and then you look at him, they are that couple that you go, y'all dating?
Okay.
But then whenever you see how happy they are together, you're like, so that's why y'all dating. Like, y'all are really happy. I think that's really interesting. And on top of that, I saw that Lady Gaga is naming her next album Adele.
Really?
Yeah. So all of that kind of wrapped into each other. It was like, hey, Adele's in the picture again because she's dating someone that no one thought she would have a thing for.
I mean, why not?
Well, and that's how I've always been. I've always been like, you can't fight it. If you like to be with somebody, you're gonna be with them. Like, no matter what.
Doesn't matter what race you are and
right.
stuff.
But
look at Seal. Who else?
He's divorced now, right?
Look at
Okay.
Robert De Niro.
Okay, hold on. I'm glad you said that, but hold on. First things first. Seal is a great singer, probably an amazing man. That man ugly. Man,
Oh, man.
nah, whatever.
I'm keeping it a buck.
I'm keeping it a buck. Dude, ugly, bro. I don't know what that is. Like, he might have had there's some story behind whatever. He ugly, bro. Like, I'm not the best looking dude either, but he ugly. His wife is beautiful. Well, his ex-wife is beautiful, and they were happy together when they were together. Now they not. Whatever. But dude, ugly. That being said, you said Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro's married to a black lady.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he down.
I wasn't talking about
he
the
down
physical.
for the cause.
Meaning I wasn't talking
Hold
about
on, I'm gonna shout out to the people in the world out
Yeah,
here.
go ahead. Do
Hey
your thing.
Haley, hey Savage, hey everybody, what's going on? OTEP, Kirkyo, thank y'all for popping up. Oh, what?
Whoopsie.
I swear I was thinking that real time. I was thinking that. Yeah, but I want to shout out everybody. Thank y'all for showing up. We live right now while we doing this podcast, like we always are. People always assume that we're rapping because they see
The microphone.
they see the black guy on the microphone and they're like, "Ooh, he finna rap. He finna spit some bars." Like, first of all, I don't
Spit
rap.
some bars, man.
First of all, no, I don't rap. I sing.
Matter of fact,
I
we gon-
sing. No, I'm not. Oh, now they're like, that's not what I'm saying. No,
Well-
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying. Oh, look. Savage knows. Savage knows I'm a singer. She know me. That's my favorite right there. For real.
Okay, shout outs to everybody that's online right now.
Oh yeah.
Coming from the bad guy.
From the bad guy. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's interesting that she's dating someone that people haven't seen
Okay.
or don't seem to think, oh, they don't match, you know?
Look at Beyonce.
Yeah, because Jay-Z ugly.
I mean, like I said, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? It's all about.
Hey, love is love, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Love
I think
don't-
that's interesting that also in Adele news,
That's funny.
Lady Gaga has her next album supposed to be named Adele. I think that's crazy.
That's funny because back in the days, you know, I had a shirt that used to say, "Love see no color."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, we all human beings.
Because it's true.
We all human beings.
Oh.
We shouldn't see no color.
That's very true. In other movie news, the Breaking Bad
In a world.
the Breaking Bad movie. So, you know, spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't finished Breaking Bad, which what else have you been doing with your life? Walter White dies in the end. But later or before that, Jesse escapes, gets in his car and drives and takes off and goes through this fence, and you don't know what happens to him after that. Well, they're making a movie
Okay.
about what happened to Jesse, that picks up rather exactly from that point and goes on. And I really want to watch it. I didn't even watch all of Breaking Bad. I watched a few episodes here, saw the finale. I was kind of happy with it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, what happened to Jesse? Like, I know he didn't die at that moment. What happened to him? And now we're about to get a movie to explain it.
Yeah.
And
There's
I'm
a
excited
lot of
about it.
shows, you know, that's out right now.
A lot of shows are ending right now.
And a lot of shows that's like really popping. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like for example, I talked about this one on the last episode. The Wu-Tang
Yeah. A lot of people are talking good about it.
An American Saga, that is dope, man. I'm telling you, you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it.
Okay.
It's you
I'm
know,
gonna watch it.
If you're a fan of the Wu-Tang music,
Which I am.
you will love the story behind how they started and everything else. Then another one that I just got into. It's called Shut Eye.
Shut Eye?
Shut Eye. Man, It's on Hulu. It's off the chain.
Okay. If I watch those, you have to watch this show called Counterpart. It's got J.K. Simmons in it, which I love anything he's in. J.K. Simmons is you remember in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies?
Yeah.
J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's him.
Okay.
And I ain't gonna say nothing about it. You just gonna have to watch it.
I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check it out.
Matter of fact, I got the complete first season. Remind me, like, send me a text, and I'm gonna bring that to you tomorrow.
Okay.
Man, I watched that and I was hooked. Like, I was staying up way too late because as soon as one disc finished, I take that out and I put the other one in, trying to figure out what was going on next.
Yeah.
I was really into it, and I need to find out if I got the second season, because the way the first season ended, I was like, oh no, I this got to keep going. Because if they just randomly stopped it right there, I'm like, but what about this? How did they get here? Like,
yeah.
It's one of them.
Here's another show that I can't wait for it to come back on. It's called Stranger Things.
Yeah.
I mean, man, that show.
I watched
dope.
season 1. I loved it. I didn't watch anything after that because I kind of stopped watching TV.
I can't wait till they come back.
But yeah,
I love the concept, the 80s show. Look. I love everything about it, man. It's on Netflix for everybody if you want. I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody knows about it.
Yeah. So you get those. What's some other stuff that I've seen? Going back farther, which I know probably everybody hasn't seen this, but Incredibles 2. It took 14 years for them to make it.
Yeah, I heard about it.
But it was well worth the wait.
You finally got to see it.
Yeah. Well, I watched it as soon as it came out. I took my. So this is the thing. Being a movie, a Pixar movie, Disney movie, whatever you want to call it, I assumed that my kids had seen it, not remembering that it happened 14 years ago. So then, when I was like, "Hey, I took it was me, the kids, and their mom. We were all like, "Oh, we're gonna go watch Incredibles 2." Me and their mom were excited about it because we watched it as kids, not remembering that we were kids when we watched it.
Right.
So then we were getting ready to go watch it, and then I was like, "Wait a minute, they haven't even seen the first one. They have no idea." So then we stopped, we sat down, we watched the first movie. They loved the first movie. And then we got a tickets to the later show so that we could watch the first movie, talk about it for a minute, and then they were excited because they were like, "Oh my god, we get to see the second one!" Like, so for them, it went number 1 during the day, and then that night number 2. But for us, it was like number 1, 14 years later, number 2.
Right.
But we were all watching it like it was
the
just all
sequence
happening.
Just came right back to them.
Yeah, it was great. So for them, they didn't understand the wait,
right?
But they were just as hype as we were.
Anticipation.
So it was great. So we all went to the movie theater. We watched it, and all 4 of us were in there just like having the time of our life watching this movie. It was absolutely amazing. And then after we walked out of the movie, everybody was excited about the movie and whatever. And I could see myself and my kids because I was looking at them. And you know when you're a kid and you're watching a movie with like superheroes and you think you are the superhero, and then like you're like, "Ooh, I'm Elastigirl," and then you throw your arm out. That's what my daughter did. And then my son was like, "I'm Dash," and he took off running. And I was like, he's running so slow, but I was like, where did he go? He's moving so fast, I can't keep up with. It was a great like family moment.
Yeah.
And then I didn't think anything about it. And then I got on Netflix like a few months ago, and it was on there. And I rewatched it again, and I was like, man, nostalgia aside, this is just a really great movie. So it got me thinking about great movie trilogies. I know that that's only a 2-part movie, but I was thinking, of all the movie trilogies, all 3, what's one of the greatest ones of all time?
Of all time. It doesn't matter what year?
No. Greatest one of all time. One of. Not the. One of.
I would say The Godfather.
1 and 2 were good. 3 was horrible. It had one good line. To me, to you, I get it. Because in number 3, the only thing that most people remember is, I try to get out, they pulled me right back in. That's the only line that most people really remember from the third one. The first one was amazing. The second one to me was good. It wasn't as good as the first one, as most times it's not. But then the third one kind of went completely off track for me.
Okay.
To me, one of the greatest trilogies is Kung Fu Panda. And that sounds ridiculous. I know. I told my dad that he should watch Kung Fu Panda. He looked at me like I was crazy.
Hold on, one more time.
Shut up, man. But listen, you have the three. It comes in threes. You had the mind, body, and soul. The first movie was literally a journey as a panda, always thinking, like, he was not expecting to become the Dragon Warrior. He was literally going to watch the Furious Five, his heroes, from afar. Come to find out, he becomes the Dragon Warrior. He gets picked, and he's like, wait a minute, me? Nah, that's a mistake. Nah, ain't no mistakes, bro. This is supposed to be it. And then the first movie is all in his head. Am I even worthy to be this Dragon Warrior? The mind. And then the second movie, you have the body. You have to release all your negative energy, all your positive energy, to become at peace with yourself,
right?
To be at balance, to be able to defeat the villain of the second movie, because the second villain was in his head. He took over the mind element,
right?
And then he was like, okay, man, how do I beat this dude? I can't beat this guy because he's in my head. And they're like, no, just let loose, bro. That's it. Like, forgive him, which kind of ties into what we started this podcast on, forgiveness.
Right.
Forgive him for what he did, and he has no power over you. And now your body's going to do what it naturally does. It's going to protect you.
Right.
Body. And then your soul. They literally went to the spirit plane in the third movie to have the big battle. And then it took not only his soul, but the soul of everyone that he had impacted to save the day. And then he became the full awakened Dragon Warrior by the end of it.
Right.
And I loved it. And then this is what really got me, and I didn't realize this until the other day. Pandas in that movie are so deeply influenced in Oogway, the turtle, the master, the one that actually picked him to be the Dragon Warrior in the first movie, because they taught him how to control and give and take away chi before any of this other stuff even happened.
Right.
So all he had to do to explain to them why he was the Dragon Warrior from the get-go was, he's a panda. Pandas are the ones who saved me way back when, taught me all this good stuff. But he knew if he would have told him that in the beginning, or anyone that in the beginning, he wouldn't have been able to go through his journey to become the full-fledged person he was supposed to be.
Right.
He had to go through the first movie, the second movie, and then the third movie to realize who he really was. That is a complete trilogy for me. Of course, it's not the best writing, the best acting, whatever.
Of course.
But when you think of story-wise, connectivity from the first all the way through, it makes perfect sense. It is amazing.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's funny, though, because I thought you was going to say, like, Back to the Future or Superman.
And that's another one. Back to the Future is another one, because the story connects. It goes off a little bit, but it still connects to everything being all in one.
Yeah.
But I think it's crazy that people don't really listen to, mainly because it's an animated it's a cartoon movie about a panda voiced by Jack Black. How deep can it really be? But then you watch it and you be like, hey man, that's crazy. Like in the first movie, they literally there was a vision saying that the bad guy was going to get out of jail. And in order for Shifu, which is one of the characters, to make sure he doesn't get out of jail, he sends a messenger who's a goose or a duck or whatever to go to the jail to tell them to prepare. And because he sent the goose or duck or whatever, a feather fell. And he got the feather, and the feather from the duck that he sent was the reason he got out.
I get what you're saying.
Like you, and that's in the first movie. That's literally showing you, like, no matter what you do, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen because this is what's supposed to happen. That was in the first movie.
It was well thought.
That whole first movie was well thought out, and then they took their time, wrote a good story for the second one, presented it, and they said no, it needs to connect better to the first one. Rewrote it, and then they came out with the second one. Amazing, perfect arc. And then they hit the third. They're like, okay, now we need the third one. After this third one, this is going to be the end of the end of it. He's going to realize exactly who he was supposed to be from the first movie, and it just kept going.
Yeah.
And then once it hit it, he was like, oh man, he really was the Dragon Warrior the whole time. And this is why it was in the third movie that you realized his greatness from the first movie. And it makes you go back like, dang, wait, did he do that in the first? Did he do that? And then you had to go back and rewatch it just to like confirm it.
Just to make sure.
Yeah, it was great. And a lot of movies should be more like that.
Especially trilogies.
Yeah, like which is not a trilogy, it's more of a saga, but like the Marvel movies I talked about earlier, it's little bits and pieces from other movies. Mm-hmm. And then whenever something else happens in a movie farther down the line, you'd be like, oh, I remember because that was in this one and he did this, which caused them to do this one and this one. And it's a chain of events.
Yeah.
Because of one single thing. And then you can look back and actually see it happen.
Everything's connect.
That's what makes, to me, that's what makes a great trilogy.
Yeah.
When you can look at one movie, go to the second one, and feel like, okay, we're still going. I know exactly where we are.
Yeah.
Instead of, oh, we're going to go to this movie where, oh, everybody's so down. And then the second movie, everybody's upbeat, but nobody know why. Like, no, yeah. That's too much. You have to take elements from the first, which makes the first great, and tie it in. But anyway, that's something else.
Yeah,
anyway,
that's good.
But that I love that. But I
made me want to go watch it.
Yeah, is it right?
All right, let's finish this podcast. Let's go watch.
We're finna go watch Kung Fu Panda. But yeah, man, it's great. Do you game?
Do I what?
Game, like play games?
Yeah, I play some games.
Like what's your system of choice?
My system of choice?
Mm-hmm. PlayStation or Xbox, bro?
Man, give me a laptop.
Oh, so you're a PCer. I need 15.5 gigahertz. Yeah, that's you with the glasses and the tape. Is that you?
To be honest with you, I stopped playing games a long time ago. I
dropped out of school when I was in kindergarten. Too many games.
I stopped playing games.
Is that you? Is that your deep philosophy?
You know, I just got into, music. Started producing music.
Okay, let's talk about music.
Started doing, videos and
what to you makes a hit?
What makes a hit?
Yeah, what makes a hit? To you.
The hook.
Like what about it? Like playability, like how catchy it is, or
how catchy it is. Because first of all, I'm gonna just break it down this way.
Ooh, we're getting a exclusive breakdown from E, the bad guy.
The bad guy. Yeah. Okay, so to me, in order for you to have a hit, you gotta have a good hook.
Okay.
You can have a great beat, but the beat is not gonna make. You gotta make the beat. Mm-hmm. Meaning, like you're singing or you're rapping or whatever you do, has to bring that beat alive. Even though that beat is great already, because you can listen to the instrumental and be like, oh yeah, that's a good track. You know what I'm saying? But you have to put your emotions into it in order for it to make it alive.
You know what? I'm glad you just said that.
You know what I'm saying? Because
a lot of times I've really, really liked a song, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna get the instrumental and I'm gonna do my own thing to it, and then I listen to the instrumental and it is nowhere near the same.
Exactly.
And I'm like, man, it ain't hitting like it was hitting a second ago. And then I play the song again. I'm like, there you go. Something is missing. What is it? And it's you, that person.
It's you that your character, your that's what I'm saying. You have to put you in it. You know what I'm saying? In order for you to bring it alive. Example, let's say, Michael Jackson.
Good example.
All hits.
All hits.
All hits. I'm talking about every song and
even
every
his misses
album.
hits.
All hits. Okay, let's say what's a good song from Michael Jackson?
A good song
that you like?
I would say "Stranger in Moscow" because it's not well known, but it's one of my favorites.
Okay, so
from the way the beat comes on, and then the way that Michael comes in on it, and then the way it builds.
Okay, let's do a song that everybody knows.
See, here you go.
We're gonna have to.
Billie Jean. Okay,
Billie Jean.
Because he was like, how can I make them understand that?
Okay, so I have to make them understand.
Okay, Billie Jean.
Billie Jean. Take Michael Jackson voice out of it. Okay, that's a great track.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So that's a fire track.
It is.
Now put somebody else on it.
That is 100% true. A lot of the songs that R. Kelly wrote for Michael Jackson, he went ahead and recorded and put it on one album or whatever. And it did not hit nowhere near as good as when Michael did it. And I can admit that. So yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah. Like there have been some songs that I've heard and then people are like, oh, well, so-and-so passed on it. And I'm like, I'm glad they did because I can't hear anyone else singing this but the person who sang it.
Who sang that song?
Like, exactly. There was one song that Michael passed up and he gave it to Justin Timberlake. And I was like, I'm glad Michael did because I can't hear anyone else but Justin singing it. Or
here's
him writing a song and being like, nope, I can't do. That's not for me. This is more for so and so. And then they do it, and I'm like, I'm glad he said that because I couldn't picture him doing it. And that's probably how we ended up getting so many quote unquote ghost writers because they write a song for themselves, and then they realize that ain't gonna sound right from me
because they're not singers.
Or whatever, the feeling isn't right for them, or the feeling that they're trying to portray isn't coming from them. They're like, okay, well, so and so can do this. Or
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that because here's my question. I was on Twitter the other day, and this post that I read said, "Now, I forgot the name of the user on there, but he says." Now I'm convinced that everybody who makes tracks, that people can make tracks without any emotions. So my question is, do you think that you can make a song without any emotions?
Yes. And
why?
It's easy.
So you tell me that if you make an R&B song, you wouldn't have any emotions.
No.
Towards writing the song.
I would, but okay, I do think that it is possible to do that. Me personally, if I'm writing something, I put myself in it.
Right. What about tracks? What about
In anything? If
anything.
if I'm doing it, I put myself in it because it's a vulnerability for me. Like, music is a thing for me that, like, I give it to the world, and it's literally a piece of me. If somebody doesn't like it, it has an effect on me. It's possible for people to not feel anything when they do it, and I'm gonna give you a perfect example.
Please do, because I responded to that post and I said it's not true.
I was listening to a dude on Instagram, and he said he was like, I'm gonna make a Post Malone type beat. Matter of fact, hold on, I'm gonna pause the music for a second. He said he was gonna make a Post Malone beat. He said I need an electric. He said he needed a electric guitar. All he had was an acoustic. He said, but I'm gonna make it work. So he played a little bit on a acoustic guitar. He was like, okay, that's too boring. Let me add drums. He put the drums in, added the beat. The beat by itself automatically sounded like a Post Malone song type thing, and I was like, okay. And then he was like, in order for this to sound like a Post Malone song, we have to act as if we are Post Malone. And then me thinking, okay, well, Post Malone is super, like, emotional when he's actually writing the lyrics for his song. I'm like, okay, this is going to be probably the hardest part of the thing. And all the dude said was, Post Malone does this a lot in his songs. Ooh, yeah. And he put that in there. And then he didn't even use real words. He was just like, and then the way he layered it, it sounded as if Post Malone himself wrote it. And if you played that song anywhere, it'll be a hit. And he made that song in literally 5 minutes but he wrote it himself. All the words that he put in it, he put it in it himself.
I think I saw that too.
Which is why I say you can do it. It's not gonna have a lasting effect as if you did put all that emotion in it, to me, because those songs that you pour your emotions into it, other people are gonna be like, oh man, I know exactly what they talking about because I was feeling like this when I did this, and the connectability aspect of the song isn't gonna be there, and which isn't gonna give it longevity, but it'll be a hit. Mm-hmm. But it'll be one of those like, ooh, that was popping at that point, and then it disappeared. So is it possible? Yes. But for good artists who want longevity, nah, they pour their self into it, which is why you haven't heard from certain art. Like Rihanna's been one of those artists where you hear her name up and down. I'll put the music back on now. You put her name up there like, oh man, we really want a Rihanna album. She's one of those artists that pours so much of herself into it. She doesn't want to give you anything that's haphazard. No. She's going to make sure that, I'm putting me in this. You're going to get
That's
me
why
in
it takes so long for them to create another album.
As opposed to...
that's right.
As opposed to like Migos. Migos can record 75,000 songs in a course of however long, and then just pick and choose whichever one and just put it on an album or a mixtape and then sell it, and then they make millions because it's rap, and it's easier per se to do that as opposed to like an R&B album, like a true keyword R&B album or a neo soul album or a gospel album or a alternative rock or anything like that, because you're just saying words that rhyme to a beat. It's easy to do that. You can make up words and do that. So you don't have to put in all of that emotion. It sounds better when you do, but you don't have to. To me,
I think you have to put your emotions into it. I'm gonna just say why. If you're just doing a cover song, that's different. You're not gonna have as much emotions as the original artist who wrote the song had.
Even then,
you
how many times have you heard 1,000 people sing "And I Will Always Love You"? But you always pick the one person who you be like, man, she was really in it.
in it. And I'm gonna tell you why. The reason why is because it's a cover song. Everybody already, know the words of the song. You know what I'm saying?
Because you can sing the exact same notes.
But they was not the original writer.
Yeah, but
you
can sing the exact same notes, note for note. And you can still be like, nah, that ain't it. And then somebody else do it with that feeling.
Yeah.
And be like, that's it. They could mess up and you still pick them. But people don't realize how interesting that is. If you're sitting somewhere and you're listening to someone sing the Star Spangled Banner. Star Spangled Banner has exactly 100 notes. Like start to finish. 100. You could hit all 100 of those notes and sound horrible to people.
Right.
Notice what I just said. You can hit every one of those notes and they don't like it. But then you have someone else who might hit 80 notes and blow it out of the water.
It's been done before.
But it's not in the technique. It's in the connectability, and that's probably not the right word, but it's the connectability. That's the word I'm using.
It's the connection. The connection that you
the
have
way
between
the way they do it and the way them doing it makes you feel. That's what makes you like, okay, that's the one. People on like American Idol, The Voice, all these different shows, they say all the time, man, everybody come in here singing the exact same songs. They get so tired of hearing like, oh, I'm here and I'm gonna sing Tennessee Whiskey. Okay, you're like the 45th person to sing Tennessee Whiskey today, so automatically they gonna cut you off. But then whenever you open your mouth and you have that connectability, they may want to cut you off because they done heard that song too many times. But as soon as you say the words that everybody else done said, they gonna be like, oh, hold on, this is different.
Right.
That's the part that matters for longevity. But it could be a hit. It could be straight. It could be good. There was a video on
for
Facebook
the original for the original writer. I believe that you have to have they put emotions in it, because I don't think you can just sit down. Okay, like for example, R. Kelly. R. Kelly wrote songs for Michael Jackson.
Everybody almost, but yeah.
Okay, so there's no way that R. Kelly did not have any type of emotions when he wrote these songs.
He could have.
You know what I'm saying?
He could have. He just words. He could have. He could have.
Like I can do, it's easy for me to say, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna do a Dr. Dre
songs that he does feel different than.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's who I am.
Songs feel different when he performs them than when someone else performs them, though. Like, I don't care what nobody says. Nobody can outperform him on "I Believe I Can Fly." Because that's him.
That's right.
Just like Billie Jean, Thriller, all those songs, no one can outperform Michael on those songs because that's him.
That's him. He put everything in those songs.
Hit Me Baby One More Time. No one can outperform Britney Spears on that because that's her. I'm Not a Girl, Not Yet a Woman, that's her.
Yeah.
But there are those special occasions when people cover those songs and they give you a similar feeling as if you're here, or a completely different feeling. That's the connection. Whenever you have either a similar feeling to the first time or the time you heard it when you was really needing to hear it, or, oh man, I already like that song, but this is something different. That is what you're going for.
Right.
Which is why a lot of people who can sing don't make it on these shows. they'll be like, "Oh man, you can sing that song. That's a great thing that you just did, but that's not what I'm looking for." And then somebody else sings it exactly the same, but they have that extra something,
That's soul.
that it factor that you didn't put in it because
Right.
that's not in you.
You
You
have
were like,
that.
"Man, I just sang that exactly the same way." Yeah, but you didn't because of something. We don't know what it is. That's why we call it the it factor, because we don't know what it is.
Right.
We don't know what it is. But anybody can write notes or write words on a piece of paper. I can write "the fly is in the room" and have no emotion behind it. But then someone could read that and sing it, and that could be one of the most emotional sentences you've ever heard in your life. But it depends on that person.
See, like for example, for me, when I create a track, I believe that track, you know, is one of the best tracks I ever made,
Yeah.
and that's every track that I create.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Every piece of you.
Yeah, I put everything in it. You know what I'm saying? Everything in those tracks. But that was a
Yeah.
good one.
I really, when it comes to music, I really, this was I was gonna say earlier. I was watching a video, and it was of D'Angelo's "Untitled." You know the song.
Yeah.
And it was a guy, and he was a buff guy. So you know, in the original music video, D'Angelo had the video cut right above his groin, and he didn't have no clothes on.
Okay.
So everybody was like, "Ooh, this is a sexy video," and D'Angelo was singing, and he sang really well, which is why men and women loved it. Now, this guy who did it, he did the exact same tactic, but did not sound good. And pause. This is not me saying that I sound better than people or whoever or whatever. This is not a shot. Anyway, I listened to it. Women were eating it up. There was not a negative comment on there anywhere. And I decided for the first time on Facebook to be
The bad guy.
and I said, he looks the part, but he needs to work on the vocals. Do you know how much hate I got from that? He looks amazing. He sounds great. No, he don't. He didn't. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. You looked the part. There was first of all, there was no emotion in what you was singing. You wasn't on pitch when you was singing. The parts where you should have flourished the most were dry, as if you just put chicken in the oven and forgot to turn it on, and then at the last minute cut it up real high. Nah, bro. I'm not gonna let it slide. Okay, you look good to them. They gonna let the rest of that slide. But then whenever that they get over, okay, he got a nice body. Whenever that section fades away, and they actually listening to you, they gonna be like, ugh, what? I thought you sang better than that. No, he never did.
That's true, man.
He never did. Stop looking at it and seeing this picture that's not there, because it ain't.
You know what? It reminds me.
I'm not the best looking dude. Look, I tell everybody all the time, I'm a 6, but I'm funny. That makes me a 7. Like, that's my line. I've been saying that for like the past 2 years. But at the end of the day, I know no matter what I look like, which is why one of the reasons why I really love The Voice, they don't look at you. They are facing a completely different direction, and they're hearing the same thing that everybody else is hearing.
Yep.
And they're basing you solely on what they hear. I hear this in you. You could make it. And then they see you and they go, okay, that ain't what I expected. Every time. That's the exact same thing that they
He's
say.
a 6.
He's a 6 But I bet you he's funny.
So that makes him a 7.
That makes him a 7. And by the end of this show, he gonna be a 10. You feel me? But for real, like, I don't understand, like, why people think, why people they don't understand the way. Like, I hate when I try to explain music to people who don't understand it like I do.
Yeah.
Because, like, when I hear things, I hear the little details, and they'll be like, "Bro, that's not even in that song. What are you talking about?" I'm like, "No, you don't understand. Like, listen to it." And then I rewind it and I play it again. And like, "Nah, bro, I don't hear that." And I'm like, "It's there. Just listen." And I do it again. They're like, "Bro, if you rewind it again, I'm gonna punch you in the throat." Like, no, but you'd have to hear. You can't hear that, bro. Like, look. He goes, and then they're like, "Nah, I don't hear any of that." I'm like, and then it finally took me a minute to finally realize y'all don't hear music like I hear music.
Yeah, it's a different ear. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Because you
Like,
know people can play by ear. and
Every
people have to
song
learn.
that I like, there's always there's a singular part that I love more than any other part in that song, and usually it ain't nothing special. It's just some little bit thing, and then when I point it out, everybody be like, "Okay, he tripping." But it's just one thing. Like, there's a song that I love by Chris Daughtry. It's called "Crashed." It's just a single guitar lick. And as soon as I hear that guitar lick, I'm like, that's my jam. And they like, "You do realize the song is almost over now?" I'm like, "Yeah, I don't care. Like, the whole song is great, but until you hit this point right here, you ain't did nothing."
Yeah.
And that's what it is for me. Like, when I listen to Fantasia, there's certain things that she does. I'm like, "Ooh, she finna do it," and I can hear it coming.
Yeah.
And as soon as I'm like, "Ooh, there it went," they be like, "Huh?" Like Beyonce, the Love on Top, when she's going up and she modulates up every time, there's one section where she changes one little thing. The part where she's like, "You're the only one I see. Baby, it's you." That part is the exact same until she goes up that third time. Then she changes it from going, "You're the only one I see," to C-E-E-E-E-E, and she goes down the scale. That part kills it for me. I love it. Yeah. But until I said something about it, didn't nobody ever know it. They was like, "I didn't even know she did that." Yeah, because you didn't listening.
Yeah, you're not listening.
But anyway, that's something completely different. We could talk about music stuff like that. Could be a whole podcast by itself.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But yeah, you got anything else you want to touch on?
No, man. I'm just excited to be to have 3 episodes already done, and you know.
Yeah, we're gonna hit y'all with a 3-peat. Y'all can be like, "Oh my God, so much to listen to."
Shut it off.
Okay, hey, look, episode 15 is garbage. Like, wait a minute.
That reminds me of what I was gonna do to you today, man.
What is that?
I actually wrote "Your podcast sucks" on a piece of paper. Tonight,
give it to somebody. Give it to me,
and I was gonna put it over there next to your car window. You know what I'm saying?
You know what?
Wait till you
know, if you would have done that, and as soon as I'd have seen it, I'd have took a picture of that, and I'd have posted it on all of my social media, and I'd have been like, "But you still listen to it."
Wow.
I'd have turned that negative into a positive, because this kid that we talked about in the first of the podcast. I love how this went full circle. The fact that he was so positive about this whole negative that just happened gives me faith that a lot of people are going to be better at handling things. I said it like 17 times.
Hopefully.
Yeah. But it's not hopefully.
Because there's still ignorant people out there.
Nope. I'm not even going to do that. I'm going to speak it into existence.
Okay, go ahead.
We going to be better
at handling situations.
It's going to be rough for a minute. But it's always roughest before it starts getting smooth. It's always darkest before the dawn. Whatever saying you want to say.
Yeah.
It's going to be rough. But as soon as we get there, I'm going to be able to look back and be like, "I told you. battered, bruised, and whatever else. I told you he was coming.
Yeah.
The fact that he did it on this scale, we coming, bro.
Yeah, it gave a lot of people. It taught. I'm gonna just say that it taught a lot of people a lesson.
It really did. And the people who were negative about it, y'all can be negative about it.
They don't see it yet. It's just like
that's exact. You don't see it, but as soon as it's like a light switch,
it's
bro.
gonna hit them like a epiphany, man.
Yeah. Whenever it hits you, it's gonna be like somebody gonna walk into a room and flick a light switch on, and when that light come on, you gonna be like, "Oh man, I just realized I get it."
Yeah, you're right. I got you.
Okay,
I see why this happened.
I see it. I didn't. I see it now. Mm-hmm. And then they're gonna go back and look at all the stuff that they did and said before, and they're gonna be like, "Okay, I have to address what I did," and that's what's gonna start holding people accountable. They're gonna address what they did wrong first, like I've been saying. They're gonna address their wrongdoings first, and then after they get that out of the way, then comes the time where we gonna start. Man, it's gonna be great. I can't wait for it.
Well, this is one of the reasons why we actually got on this podcast.
Yeah,
you know
man.
what I'm saying? To not just to entertain folks, but also to trying to give them a different perspective and to see if we can make some kind of change.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And this right here was one of the
this is one of the things that needed to happen, and we needed to see it, and we needed to speak on it.
Right.
That way, the change can go ahead and get in motion
and start going. Yeah,
that's it. But on that note, I want to make sure that everybody out there listening, y'all like, comment, subscribe. You can @ me. I already threw out all my social medias. My real name is Dominique Danzy, just in case anybody didn't know who I was. DJ Impossible, Felipe Santiago, whatever you want to call me. Santiago El Dios, like whatever. If whatever you know me by. If y'all got something to say. Podcast Poppy, you feel me? Yeah. But no, like for real. But for real, like if y'all got something y'all want to say, and even if it's just between me and you, that's cool. You can say it. We can have a nice little debate about it, because I'm not gonna be mad at it. But a lot of times, a lot of people don't talk about these things, and the fact that you don't talk about it, you can't fix nothing if you don't talk about it.
That's true.
So if you feel like you need to say something, hey, @ me. Whatever, put it in the comments, like, subscribe, make a post about it, tag me in it. I'll see it. I'll be like, okay, cool, and then we can go from there. But I mean,
it's two things to me. It's either you open your mouth or just keep your mouth shut.
And you always know a closed mouth don't get fed. But on that note, make sure everybody, no matter what you do, one thing that we can always agree on is we should always keep it a buck. On that note, I have been your host, DJ Impossible.
Hey, your boy.
The bad guy.
Hey, yo, E, what we listening to right now? Keep It a Buck podcast. The Keep It a Buck